A player once told me he was benched, not because he lacked skill, not because he missed chances, but because his agent refused to cooperate with the club's sponsors. Let that sink in. His career was paused not due to form or fitness, but because of a business disagreement off the pitch. That story has stayed with me ever since. It opened my eyes. I started paying attention. I noticed how some players rise and others quietly vanish, no matter how hard they work or how good they are. Have you ever watched a player and thought, why is this guy not playing for a top team? Maybe now you have the answer. Today we are talking about a side of football that rarely makes the headlines. A side that fans are not supposed to notice. But it is there. It is real. It controls who gets selected, who becomes a star, and who gets left behind. You are going to watch football's biggest lies that we still believe. So let us get straight into it. You would think talent gets you to the top. Hard work, dedication, natural ability. That is what we all grew up believing. But sadly, that is not always how it goes, especially not at the highest level. In many national teams and major clubs, the players you see on the pitch are not always the best available. Selection often has more to do with who represents the player, how much attention they can bring, and which brand is behind them. It is not just about skills anymore. It is about deals and influence. Think about it. Have you ever heard of a brilliant young player who just never made it, despite being better than those around him? Probably. Because it happens a lot. Some incredibly talented players never get a proper shot. Not because they lack ability, but because they do not have the right people backing them. No big agent, no fancy PR, no corporate push. And while that one guy who can barely complete a pass keeps getting picked, the real talents watch from the sidelines. Politics, favoritism, and media noise are often louder than pure performance. The fans only see the game. They do not see the deals shaping it. Now let us talk about those stars you hear about constantly. You know the ones. The players who are always trending, the faces that show up on every commercial break. Some of them are good, no doubt, but not all of them are performing at the level their fame suggests. That is because not every star is born on the pitch. Some are built by the media. A few nice goals, a decent haircut, maybe a viral moment, and suddenly the player becomes a brand. The spotlight follows them. Not because they are consistent, but because they are marketable. I mean, have you ever watched a match and thought, why is this guy everywhere? Sometimes it is just about image. The football world loves a pretty package, and media companies are experts at selling one. Skill comes second, performance comes third. But if you fit the brand, you are in. Now think about where it all starts for many young players, especially those from poorer regions. For them, getting into a football academy feels like winning the lottery. But here is the harsh truth. That dream often turns into something else entirely. These kids sign contracts when they are too young to even understand the terms. They are told what to do, where to go, and what to say. Their careers are owned before they ever begin. Some are moved around like products. And if they push back or ask too many questions, their progress suddenly stalls. And here is the worst part. Most of them never make it to the first team. They get lost in the system. Promises are broken, support disappears, and their dream quietly fades away. Nobody reports on that. Nobody claps for the kids who vanish. But it happens all the time. At the top level, football looks like a sport. But behind closed doors, it runs more like a business. And not just any business. A billion-dollar industry where every decision is tied to profit. From player transfers to tournament locations, everything is connected to money. Sponsors pay for exposure. Owners want financial returns. Even major tournaments like the World Cup are not just about which country deserves it. They are about who can offer the most. More money, more influence, more power. Ask yourself this. When was the last time a major football decision was made purely out of love for the game? It feels rare now, does it not? And then there is what happens inside matches. Every once in a while, a game feels strange, like something is off. And sometimes that feeling is not just in your head, Because in certain matches, players are under pressure that fans never hear about. They might be told to take it easy, or to let a particular player score, or worse, to make sure their team loses. These instructions never come out loud in press conferences, but they exist behind the scenes. Executives, sponsors, silent deals. It all adds up. As fans, we cheer, we shout, we argue over lineups and referees, but often we are reacting to a script that was written before the first whistle blew. So what is the truth? The truth is, talent does not always win. Fame is not always earned. And what we see on our screens is not always the full story. Behind the scenes, the game we love is shaped by silent forces that have nothing to do with football. So next time you're wondering why your favorite player is benched, or why a certain player is always in the spotlight, think deeper. Ask questions. Stay curious. The beautiful game still has its moments, but behind the beauty, there is a business that controls more than we think. If this made you think even a little bit, hit that like button. Drop your thoughts in the comments. I really want to hear what you think about all this. And if you want more straight-up football talk with no sugarcoating, make sure to subscribe. There is a lot more to talk about, and we are just getting started.